Oh, there's not. Okay. Who wants to ask me something? You can ask me whatever you want. I'm so friendly. I'm American. I'm like a sheepdog or something, right? Come on, ask me something about writing or anything. Or if you don't, I'll be forced to read aloud. Oh, I knew you were going to say that. Oh, but there's a question. Go on. How long did it take to get my book published? You're not going to like this answer. It took 3 years to get an agent. And an agent is someone who takes your book and shops it around to publishers, and you really kind of need one, at least in America. And then it took her like a year to get it published. So, and it takes different people different amounts of time. So that actually is considered kind of fast. Sorry. Yes? Do I spend most of my time writing books? I do, because I have a lot of books to write. So, but I like it. As I told you earlier, it's my hobby, so I can't imagine what I would do if I didn't write books. I would probably just ride my bike around. Yes?
Which was your favorite book series to write?
What was my favorite book series to write? I really like writing the Ali Finkel series right now. And I really like writing Airhead right now, because they're my two newest ones, and I always like the newest thing I'm working on best. Because, you know, it's new. Yes, right there.
Is Meg short for anything?
Excuse me?
Is Meg short for anything?
Yes, Meg is short for Megan, which is Meggin, because my mother couldn't spell. Wasn't aware of how to spell it correctly. Yes?
How long does it take you to plan a book?
How long does it take me to plan a book? I usually start planning them about a year in advance, and I think about them in my head for a really long time, and then I start writing them pretty fast because I've been thinking about it for so long. So, but you know, everybody does it differently. That's just how I do it. Yes? How long does it take me to write it once I've planned it for a year? This is very good. It's like you coordinated this. It depends. Like, it can take as quick as a few months, but it can take, for instance, the first Princess Diaries took me a year to write, so, but never more than that usually, because I would get really bored. So I would take a really long time. Yes?
What was your favorite book when you were younger?
My favorite book when I was younger. I had so many favorites. I really liked A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. I liked the Anne McCaffrey Dragon books. I liked, oh my gosh, really everything. I mean, I just love to read. So I did like a lot of fantasy books, but I also liked, what am I thinking of? The Ramona books, I don't know. Harriet the Spy. You know what? Ask me later. Now my mind has gone blank because I'm freaking out now. I'm thinking of all the books that I love so much. But there were tons. Edward Eager, do you guys have Edward Eager? Isn't he British? You don't know. You're like, oh, I've never heard of him. But he was British. Half Magic. It was such a good book. Yes? Do I still have Henrietta? Oh, yes. She's at home right now, and she's sitting by the window, apparently waiting, looking out, thinking I'm coming back any day now. And I'm gone for like 3 more weeks. Yes? How old was I when I got my first book published? I was very old. No, I was 30 years old. So it's very sad. Yes, way in the back.
Why did you say in your first book that your real parents were king and queen?
Why? What?
When in your first book, in the Princess Diaries, you say that your real parents.
Oh, okay. In my first book, The Princess Diaries, in the biography, I said that I'm waiting for my real parents, the king and queen, to come get me. That was a private joke because my mother always said that she thought that I suspected I was adopted and that my real parents, the king and queen, were coming to get me. So I said in my biography that I am waiting for my real parents, the king and queen, to come get me. She still hasn't noticed that. She's not very observant. It's because she's so in love. It's disgusting. She's a grown woman. I was happy that she's found love, but she needs to pay more attention. What's happening? Yes?
You hoping that the rest of the Princess Diaries series will get turned into films?
Am I hoping that the rest of the Princess Diaries series will be turned into films? Well, obviously, they changed the story. In Princess Diaries 2, the movie, and nothing that happened in that movie will happen in any of the books, or has happened in any of the books. Disney made up their own story, which they paid me for, so it's okay. But I don't know really why they did that. Well, they decided that they wanted to mature the characters and make them be out of college, but in the books, they're still in high school. So they just had to make up their own story. And the reason they did that was because all of the actors and actresses grew a lot and were too old, really, to play high school students anymore. So they really couldn't do those books with those same actors and actresses. They would have to get much younger people. So Miley Cyrus, I suggested, would be very good. I'm kidding. Well, it would be good financially for me. But they haven't taken that suggestion yet. So we'll see. But fingers crossed. You know what I thought would be good? Princess Diaries the musical. Yeah? I know. You should all write letters to Disney. Let's get on that. That would be a good school project. I think if they heard from a lot of British kids, they'd be so overwhelmed with the cuteness. Yes?
Is it weird seeing your books in films?
Is it weird seeing my books in films? All right, well, we will end on this question, and then I will read, right? Don't we end at 10:30? Yeah. Am I right on that? Okay. I will tell you a little bit about, do you want to hear about the premiere, going to the premiere of the Princess Diaries movie?
Yeah.
Yes? All right, let's do this quickly, and then we'll read, and then we're done. All right, let's pretend you guys are the reporters at the Hollywood premiere. And this is the red carpet, okay? Right here. We got this? Am I moving it too much in front of the camera? Okay, we're good. All right, and I'm Meg Cabot, because that's who I am. All right, so I'm at the Hollywood premiere. I've never been to a Hollywood premiere before, and I got invited to go to the Hollywood premiere of the Princess Diaries movie, of my book, which I had no idea what they had done to the book, because I wasn't told. All they said was they called me, and they go, by the way, in the book of the Princess Diaries, the character of Princess Mia's father, who is alive, in the books, we're killing him for the movie. And I said, oh my God, why? What did he do? And they said, well, we want to make him be dead so that we can have Julie Andrews play the grandmother and we can give her all the dead dad's lines. And I said, cool, kill the dad. So we pull up to the Hollywood premiere in our limo, right there, okay, now you're all the press, and we're in the car, and there we were in front of the theater with the gigantic poster of Julie Andrews' head. It was like 7 stories high, okay, and there were all these reporters in front of the theater, and they all had their cameras out, and they were clicking. You guys can do that. Click, 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 click. Very good, you're just like it, okay. And we were so excited, we're like, oh my gosh, we are like celebrities, because I was with my husband. Henrietta stayed home. And I know you're not allowed to bring cats, new. And we were like, oh my gosh, should we get out of the limo? What should we do? And so we started to get out of the limo, and this little man came running up to the limo. And he had a headset on, like a director, and he knocked on the limo window, and we rolled the window down, and we said, hello, and he said, who are you? And we said, oh, I'm Meg Cabot. I'm the author of The Princess Diaries, the book that this movie's based on. And he went into his headset, he goes, it's just the author. Like that. And all of the reporters, as we got out of the car, held up their cameras. They all went, oh. Yeah, I know. It was so disappointing because we weren't a big star. But it was okay because standing right there was Julie Andrews in her beautiful, beautiful ball gown. And there was Anne Hathaway in her beautiful ball gown, and Mandy Moore and Heather Matarazzo and all of the other actors. And for some reason, the Backstreet Boys were there. And I know, it was crazy. And everyone that you possibly hope to see. And I got to go up to Julie Andrews and say, Miss Andrews, I was so shocked to meet her, by the way, because she is Julie Andrews, and she's so beautiful, and she's, you know, Mary Poppins, that I totally forgot what I was supposed to say. And I said, Miss Andrews, I love your books. But she was so nice. She was like, thank you. So that was my Hollywood premiere story. And Anne Hathaway was just sweet as can be, and she came up to me and she said, how do you think that I did in the movie after the movie? And I said, you were so good. You were such a great Mia. And she went, oh, thank you. And she started to cry. And she didn't have a handkerchief, and my husband did, so he gave her his. And she said, oh, thank you. And then she handed him back his handkerchief, and he said, I'm never going to wash this handkerchief. He never did. All right, thank you so much. You guys were so sweet. And I just want to say that if you have a secret dream of something that you want to do, don't give up on it no matter what, because you never know, even if it seems really stupid or if you think you might need to have a beard to accomplish it, you never know, because it might be something that you can accomplish if you just admit to yourself that you can do it. And that's all it turned out that I needed to do. You might actually be able to have your dream come true. With a little hard work, though. You have to actually work at it, it turns out. Now, I think that we're going to have a little contest here or something, aren't we?